Welcome to USDA Rural Development's How-To video series. In this video, we will provide step-by-step instructions for completing each field of Standard Form 424A, Budget Information, Non-Construction Programs, Section B, Budget Categories. This is Standard Form 424A, Budget Information, Non-Construction Programs. It is used as the primary budget information form to request funding for most USDA rural development programs. In this video, we will cover Section B, Budget Categories. Section A and Sections C through F will be covered in two separate videos in the How-To series. Fields 6-1 through 6-4. This is where you enter the program name, matching information in column A of Section A, Budget Summary. For applications pertaining to a single federal grant program, at least one column is required for rural development. For each grant program, please fill in the total requirements for funds, both federal and non-federal. Applications completed through grants.gov will populate fields 6-1 through 6-4 with information from column A in Section A, Budget Summary. In instances of more than one federal grant program, please consult with rural development staff. Contact information can be found on our website at www.rd.usda.gov/contact-us/state-offices. Field 6A. This is where you enter funds required for compensation of personnel for the selected program. This is an optional field. Please consult funding agency regulations and notice of funding opportunity for more information on allowable compensation personnel cost. Please do not include the personnel cost of consultants and contractors under this category. Field 6-B. This is where you enter funds for compensation of fringe benefits from the selected program. This is an optional field. Please consult funding agency regulations and the notice of funding opportunity for more information on allowable compensation fringe benefits. Please do not include the fringe benefits of consultants and contractors under this category. Fringe benefit amounts are determined by applying a calculated rate for a particular class employee to the salary and wages requested. Fringe rates are often specified in the approved indirect cost rate agreement. Fringe benefits may be treated as a direct cost or indirect cost in accordance with the applicant's accounting practices. Please enter only fringe benefits categorized as a direct cost under Field 6-B. Field 6-C. This is where you enter funds for travel from the selected program. This would include cost of project-related travel by employees who are in travel status. This is an optional field. Please consult funding agency regulations and the notice of funding opportunity for more information on allowable compensation for travel. Please do not include the travel cost of consultants and contractors under this category. Local travel for employees in non-travel status should be listed in the other category. Field 6-D. This is where you enter funds required for equipment from the selected program. This field is optional. Equipment is defined as a tangible personal property having a useful life of more than 1 year and per unit acquisition cost which equals or exceeds $5,000. Please consult the funding agency regulations and the notice of funding opportunity for more information on allowable compensation for equipment. Field 6-E. This is where you enter funds required for supplies from the selected program. This is an optional field. Supplies is defined as all tangible personal property other than those described in the definition of equipment in this section. There are not useful life requirements on supplies. A computing device is a supply if the acquisition cost is less than $5,000. Please consult funding agency regulations and the notice of funding opportunity for more information on allowable compensation for equipment. Field 6-F. This is where you enter funds required for contractual costs from the selected programs. This is an optional field. This field should include cost of all contracts except those that should be placed under other categories, such as equipment, supplies, or construction. Please consult funding agency regulations on procurement standards. A contract is a legal document by which the recipient purchases property or service needed to carry out the project under a federal award. For more information on contractor determination, please consult 2 CFR Section 200.331B and C. Please include third-party evaluation contracts and procurement contracts in your application package. Please consult funding agency regulations and the notice of funding opportunity for more information on allowable compensation for contractual cost and procurement guidelines. Please follow the suggested citations to distinguish contractual cost that would fall under direct or indirect expenses and how to report them under their respective categories in the budget form, Section B. Direct cost should be reported under Other category, and indirect cost under the Indirect Charges category. Cost related to individual consultants should be listed in the Other category. Field 6-G. This is where you enter the required funds for construction for the selected program. This is an optional field. Construction means the creation of a building, structure, or facility, including the installation of equipment, site preparation, landscaping, associated roads, parking, environmental mitigation, and utilities, which provides a space not previously available. Please consult funding agency regulations and the notice of funding opportunity for more information on allowable compensation for construction cost. Some rural development programs will distinguish between major and minor construction costs allowable depending on the amount. Construction costs might be subject to further review and require supporting documentation for rural development staff to determine allowable construction cost. Field 6-H. This is where you enter the total of all other costs for the selected program not listed elsewhere in this form. This is an optional field. Please consult funding agency regulations and the notice of funding opportunity for more information on allowable compensation for other costs. Only direct costs are allowable under this category. Rural development may require additional information to be provided before proceeding and/or incurring costs and may be subject to additional requirements and review. Field 6-I. This is where you enter the sum of fields 6A through 6H. This is a required field. If using an electronic form, these numbers are auto-calculated. Field 6-J. This is where you enter the required funds for indirect cost. This is an optional field. Please consult Program Requirements, Negotiated Indirect Cost Rate Agreement, or 10% de minimis rate. Cost must be consistently charged as either indirect or direct cost. They may not be double charged or inconsistently charged as both. Field 6-K. This is where you enter the total sum of 6I and 6J. This is a required field. If using an electronic form, these numbers are auto-calculated. Field 7. This is where you enter the estimated amount of total program income expected, if any, directly generated by or earned from this project. This is an optional field. Program income is not considered cost of the project. Please consult funding agency regulations and the Notice of Funding Opportunity for more information on how to apply program income. Thank you for viewing this instructional video for Standard Form 424A, Section B, Budget Categories. Please watch the videos on Section A and C through F for complete guidance.